Bismillah walhamdulillah wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome to lesson 10 of Straight Path Academy Arabic Volume 1, Reading Arabic Letters. In today's lesson, we'll be learning two new letters. First, we'll be learning the letter fa, which sounds like the English F. For example, an Arabic word that begins with the letter fa is fajr, the morning prayer. This is how the letter fa looks alone, and this is how it looks in the beginning, middle, and end of a connection. As you can see, it pretty much just looks like a circle with a dot above. And the second letter we'll be learning today is the letter qaf, which sounds like the English letter Q. An example of an Arabic word that begins with the letter qaf is the word qibla. The word qibla refers to the direction that we face when we pray. So before we begin to pray, we face the qibla, which is the Kaaba in Mecca. This is how the letter qaf looks alone, and this is how it looks in the beginning, middle, and end of a connection. It looks just like the letter fa, except the letter fa has one dot above, whereas the letter qaf has two dots above. So as you can see, this is a very simple, quick, and straightforward lesson. However, it's very important we practice and complete the exercise. So let's do a few together. Let's try number 7. First, we identify the letter. That circle shape with one dot above is the letter fa. So we're going to write an F for the letter fa. The haraka we see underneath the letter fa is a kesra, so we write an I for the kesra. So we would pronounce this as fi, fi. Let's go to the second letter. Again, there's that circle shape with one dot above. That is the letter fa. So we write F for the letter fa, and then we identify the haraka. A loop above is a dhamma, so we write U for the dhamma. So together, we would pronounce this as fu, fu. And then here's the last letter. We see that circle shape, but this one has two dots above, meaning this is the letter qaf. So we're going to write a Q for the letter qaf. Above the letter qaf, we see a dhamma with an extra squiggle at the end. So this is tanween dhamma. We write a U for the first dhamma and N for the tanween. So we would pronounce this as qun, qun. And if we pronounce all of this together, we would say fi, fu, qun, fi, fu, qun. Now let's go to one of the last examples to see if we can identify more of the letters and symbols. Let's try number 32. So let's start by identifying the first letter. This circle shape with one dot above is the letter fa. So we'll write an F for the letter fa. And the haraka we see beneath the letter fa is a kesra. So we write I for the kesra. Next, this shape that we see in between a connection with one dot beneath means this letter is the letter ba. So we write B for the letter ba. And this symbol above the letter ba is a sukun, meaning there is no haraka for the letter ba. So we're not going to write anything after the B. We go to the next letter. This is that snail-like shape with no dot. This refers to the letter sad, which is a heavy S sound, so we're going to write an S with a dot underneath. The haraka we find above the letter sad is a fatha, so we're going to write an A for the fatha. And remember that the letter sad is heavy, so the sad with the fatha is going to be pronounced as saw, saw. If we go to the next letter, we find that circle shape with two dots above. That's one of the letters we learned in this lesson. This is the letter qaf. So we write a Q for the letter qaf. Above the qaf, we find a dhamma. So we write a U for the dhamma. So this would be pronounced as qu, qu. And lastly, we find a wave-like shape with one dot above, which means this is the letter kha. So we write a K, H for the letter kha. And above the letter kha, we find tanween dhamma. So we write a U for the first dhamma and N for the tanween. So this would be pronounced as khun, khun. So if we read this whole combination of letters and harakat, we would say fi, b, sa, qu, khun. Fi, b, sa, qu, khun. Jazakumullahu khairan. Keep up the great work. This is lesson 10, meaning we are now officially halfway through the course. Make sure you complete the exercises and keep up the great work. Before you know it, inshallah, you'll have learned all of the letters. You'll be able to read, and the more you practice, the quicker and more fluent you'll become. May Allah bless you and make it easy for you. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.